Welcome to Business Live. I'm Mark Croskery. In BL tonight, we got first up the largest poultry producer right here in Jamaica. That's Jamaica Broilers Group. Ticker symbol JBG, declaring a very nice dividend here. The board of directors meeting was held on September 23rd, 2020, just the other day. The board declared an interim dividend, 13 cents per share. It's going to be payable closer to the end of October 29th, 2020. Next up, we got Jamaican Teas, that's Jam Teas, trading in the shares here. A sale, not too many shares, but it is a director, and you got to take a closer watch, when a director is buying or selling versus a connected party or a manager. In this case, a director selling 213,000 shares and 95 units during the period September 22nd to 24th, 2020. Always great to talk about corporate action items. If you're investing in the stock market, just look and see what's happening in terms of trading in shares of the securities that you invest in or that you're looking to jump into. Now, big news here. This is the big news on Business Live tonight. NCB Financial Group, that's NCBFG, is proceeding with the streamlining of the insurance business. We spoke about this on Business Live a couple of months ago. The application went in June of 2020. And we're covering this here. The group CEO says in the press release to the Jamaica Stock Exchange, that's Mr. Patrick Hilton, that he is very pleased, let's say elated to receive approval from the Financial Services Commission, that's the FSC, for that application. It's going to allow the streamlining, words like efficiency, doing better, for the business and to benefit from the economies of scale that whole deal, the Guardian deal, the NCB deal brings about, and to optimize products and services to customers. So let's go through, what the application had and what they're getting approval for. And, when you look at it, it really looks like a cakewalk and a great move for NCB to compete more effectively with Sagicor. So we're talking about 100% of NCB insurance. That's our portfolio. That's insurance and annuities to go over to Guardian Life. Also, the licensing of NCB Insurance to now be a dealer under the Securities Act. So, just reading into that, looks like, whether that's going to be financial advisors, sales team, but very interesting stuff. And last bit, don't underestimate this now. So NCB Insurance Company as an insurance agent under the Insurance Act under a new company name. So, does that mean, a new brand, get this sales team, rocking and rolling? But interesting stuff here. Very much comes across, what you tend to see in the North American markets, how they differentiate in terms of where the asset is, the pension funds, the investment management, and you got the sales team. Sometimes there's different brands, different names. So we love this move. Never underestimate, folks. It always tends to trade at a lower, than market price to earnings ratio. It tends to kind of come back with the market dips, but NCB tends to be a little bit of a sleeper, and they tend to do things like this and then deliver or over deliver in the coming months. Let's see what, the next quarter, the next 2 quarters look like from NCB. Next up, we got Limners and Bards. Everybody knows it as the lab. Talking about here, submission of their 4th quarter, that's for the, end of year, October 2020. So the lab is saying the board of directors have elected to exercise the option to submit its 4th quarter financials within 60 days. Expectations are high for the lab. They've really been outdoing themselves, during the pandemic, during COVID. Let's see what the results are. But the trend is your friend, and the market has high expectations from the lab. Now, last up here, overseas markets. This is American Airlines here. The CEO coming out and really saying that he's confident of a bailout extension. This is the CEO, Mr. Doug Parker, sending the share price up, 3, 4, 5 percentage points during trading. And that the bottom line is that he's confident the government will extend the bailout. This is a $25 billion US bailout package to avoid thousands of job cuts. So the shares remain $12, $13 per share. But the bottom line is it could be an optics move. It could be a public relations move. Once you threaten and say, listen, job cuts, no government wants to hear that, or, anywhere. And so the CEO is coming out here. The stock price is jumping up on this news. Let's see what happens, with American Airlines. I'm Mark Croskery. This is Business Live.